Yeah. Yes, sir. What's good with y'all, man? Merry Christmas to all my people out there. Santa sliding right now. You know what I'm saying? Snacks on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. Um, I wanted to do this, man. We finna talk about this Carlos Correa and the San Francisco Giants and everything surrounding that whole situation, man. Y'all know I don't do a whole bunch of baseball topics or a whole bunch of Major League Baseball topics because I'm in my feelings about them not letting Barry Bonds into the Hall of Fame, you know. So, yeah, that's a disgrace. That's an absolute disgrace. And MLB Hall of Fame is a fucking joke for not having Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. That's ridiculous. Greatest player ever and shit. But once this story broke, you know what I mean? I had to do a topic on this, you know, an episode on this, just because the whole story is just kind of like weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird and you know, it's just weird. So I'm gonna kind of be all over the place with this one, with with all my points and stuff like that. I'm not too familiar. I've heard of Carlos Correa. I'm not too familiar with the whole situation. I've done enough. I've heard about it enough and done enough research on this situation to know enough to be able to speak on it. And not to mention the San Francisco Giants are my team. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the San Francisco Giants. So basically, for those that don't know, you know what I'm saying, what happened was you know, Carlos Correa, uh, Carlos Correa was a is a shortstop, I believe. Let me see here. Carlos Correa, uh, yeah, he's a shortstop, and his most recent team, not who he's on right now, but his most recent team was the uh, Minnesota Twins, if I'm not mistaken, and before that, it was the Houston Astros. Now, the thing about that is, you know, um, Carlos Correa was on that team, that Houston Astros teams that cheated, that won the World Series, but they cheated and shit. You know what I'm saying? So as this is coming up, as this topic is coming up, you know what I mean? All of that's coming up too. You know what I'm saying? So um yeah, I need a little haircut. You know what I'm saying? And my hairline all fucked up. But um Carlos Correa, you know what I'm saying? Uh was a free agent, or okay. So basically, because I'm learning all this as I'm going. So basically, Carlos Correa was with the Minnesota Twins. He signed a 3-year deal with the Minnesota Twins, but it's some type of deal where he had a opt out after each year. So he signed a 3-year deal, but he can opt out after the first year. You know what I mean? He can opt out after both years. So he opted out after his first year with the Minnesota Twins, and him and the San Francisco Giants negotiated a deal that would make him a San Francisco Giant for the next 13 years, getting paid over $300 million a year. I mean, getting paid over $300 million in the total of the 13 years. And so where it got weird at is that, because this don't really happen, you know what I mean? Like, you know, on a professional level like this, but, you know, an agreement was made, and it was, and the public was made to believe, you know what I mean, that you know, the Giants fans, we were made to believe that Carlos Correa, you know what I'm saying, is going to be is coming to our team. You know what I mean? There was a press conference that was scheduled for the introduction of Carlos Correa to the team, and then it was canceled. So the San Francisco Giants, I guess, you know, were a little hesitant of finalizing this deal once some things came up in his medical history about, you know, some previous injuries, you know, something with his leg or his back or something. And so if you're gonna be paying a man $300 million, you know what I mean, almost $40 million a year, 30-something million dollars a year, $40 million a year for the next 13 years, you know, you want to make sure that man is healthy. You know what I mean? Before you give him all the $300 million, that's almost $500 million, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it from that standpoint. Now, my thing is like this. Often, you know, y'all hear me say that I don't like, you know, double talking motherfuckers. I don't like motherfuckers that want to take both sides, play both sides, you know what I mean? A straddle the fence, so to speak. You know what I mean? Pick a side, nigga. So I always talk about these double talking bitches. But on this situation, I happen to be a double talking bitch because I actually do see both sides of the I understand from a fan perspective why they would be kind of why a Giants fan would be upset at the organization or just upset at the situation or whatever, but I also understand the Giants in their hesitancy over signing Carlos Correa, you know what I mean, if he got some red flags in his medical history. And I'm gonna kind of explain both from what I understand from this situation. Like I said, I'm not as knowledgeable about this situation as I would be, you know, something, you know, in basketball or football, but I know enough about it, like I said, to be able to speak on it. But I do understand both sides. I just feel like from the fan side, you know what I mean, and from the media side, you know, from the fan and media perspective, I feel like it's a bit of an overreaction, and I feel like some of you motherfuckers are damn gone damn crazy. You just plumbed up. You know what I'm saying? So Carlos Correa agreed to sign with the San Francisco Giants. And mind you, this is off the heels of the Giants fans and maybe the organization, you know, feeling like they were getting ready to get Aaron Judge. And he went back to the New York Yankees, which is understandable. It's the Yankees. So the fan base is already kind of like in a rut and perturbed off that, which they shouldn't. Like, the thing with me with this whole situation is like for fans to be blaming the organization for like Aaron Judge not choosing to sign with the Giants. Like it's something that they could have done more. Like they offered him a whole fucking Brinks truck worth of money. Like there's nothing that they could have do. They could have did. Aaron Judge always because the whole thing is because Aaron Judge is from this area and you know he's from. I don't think he's from the Bay Area, but he's from the outskirts of the Bay Area, somewhere along, you know, I don't know exactly what city, but he's from this region. You know what I'm saying? And so it was and he grew up a Giants fan. So the whole thing was, oh, you know, he's you know, he's going to be coming back home and this and that. But to me, that's the fans and the media that psyched themselves up to feel like this man was coming here. Like, that's your fault. Like, it's nothing to Aaron Judge always wanted to go back to the New York Yankees. He always wanted to resign there because that's who drafted him. That's where he's most comfortable. Why would he want to leave that? And on top of that, it's the New York Yankees, the most historic sports franchise in sports history and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just did some historic shit last year by breaking Roger Maris's, a former Yankee, American League single season home run record. You know what I mean? He broke that record in a Yankee uniform. You know what I mean? So he was just trying to just test the waters. You know what I mean? It's not that he didn't want to come to the Giants. It's just that he wanted to stay with the Yankees more. You know what I'm saying? So for all the fans that feel like it's something that the Giants, something more they could have did to there's nothing more they could have did. He went where he wanted to go. He went where he always wanted to go. So, you know what I mean? So this Carlos Correa situation is coming off the heels of the Aaron Judge situation. So now getting Carlos Correa would have been like, you know, okay, plan B. All right, well, okay, we got somebody. You know what I mean? We got something. You know what I mean? And we were made to believe that we got him. That's how it was reported. You know, Carlos Correa and the San Francisco Giants agreed to a 13-year, $330 million deal or some shit like that. That's just in principle agreement, a handshake type agreement, but a contract wasn't signed yet. You know what I'm saying? But once an agreement is made and bona fide sports reporters and journalists and you know and MLB writers start reporting this, that they tapped in. So I heard one of the MLB writers when this situation was going on last week say that, like, bro, this I know for a fact this was you know, this they made an agreement. You know what I'm saying? This was for sure. So where it got weird at, and where it gets weird at is when the Giants, you know, or when it's reported basically that we're going to get Carlos Correa. We think we have him. The Giants announced like a press conference kind of thing and then cancel it. You know what I mean? It's like, the Giants don't even acknowledge nothing until it's for show, for show. Like, don't acknowledge nothing. Don't acknowledge that he possibly coming, that the agreement was made, nothing until you know for sure you all in. Because now you gotta backtrack. So the fans, you know what I mean, in Bay Area sports media, some who are Giants fans are in an uproar, and they're blaming the Giants organization for, you know, how this has happened, and you know, just the way it went down. You know what I mean? And like I said, I understand that, but me as a Giants fan, I'm keeping shit in perspective. And this is what I want all Giants fans to understand. Now, I heard one of my friends and collaborators, one of my music collaborators, not that we collab in music. We have done a song together, but this guy is not really, I wouldn't, and he would probably say I wouldn't really consider him like a musician or a rapper. I think it's just something he wanted to do at the time. Maybe he had an itch to do. But one of my videographers or video directors that has shot a lot of my music videos in the past, my guy Dylan Sesko, you know what I mean? My guy, I call him Sko Dylan. That's what he used to go by. He got his little podcast, a YouTube thing going on called the something or the something or other to it. You know what I'm saying? But basically, and he's a Giants fan, and he made a little post on, you know, on this, basically, and he, you know, in the post, you know, talking about the situation, he revealed some shit to me that I didn't know, you know what I mean? But it's a point that he was trying to prove. Like, the Seattle Mariners, you know, have never been to a World Series, you know. If I'm not mistaken, you know what I'm saying? The Seattle Mariners have never been to a World Series. Have the Seattle Mariners ever played in a World Series? Yeah. The Seattle Mariners are the only current MLB franchise that has never appeared in a World Series. The San Diego Padres, Colorado Rockies, Texas Rangers, Tampa Bay Rays, and Milwaukee Brewers have all played in a series but have never won it, right? So the Seattle Mariners have never even played in a World Series, okay? The San Diego Padres, Colorado Rockies, Texas Rangers, Tampa Bay Rays, and the Milwaukee Brewers have never won a World Series. The Colorado Rockies have never even won their division before. Now they've made it to the World Series, but they haven't. They've never won their division. I say that to say, and my nigga was saying that to say, Giants fans, bro, take a chillaxative. It is not that serious. Bro, we have 3 championships in recent memory. 2010, 2012, 2014. They won their last championship 8 years ago. Okay, only 8 years ago. These other teams ain't never won. A lot of other teams ain't never won no championship. Ain't even won their division before. And we're acting like how their fan base should be acting. That's how the Seattle Mariners fan base should be acting, you know, towards the Seattle Mariners front office. Like, what the fuck? Nigga, we can't even get to a World Series. All these fucking years, 40, 50 years, whatever the fuck, however long the franchise been in, we can't even get to a fucking World Series. Now I know Seattle Mariners is one of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe, are the two most recent additions to the Major League Baseball. But I think the Seattle Mariners before that, before the Tampa Bay Devil Rays or the Tampa Bay Rays and the before the Rays and the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe the Seattle Mariners and the Florida Marlins were the most recent expansion teams to the MLB before the Rays and Diamondbacks, and I think they came into existence in either like late 80s or early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Don't quote me for show, but something around there. I know I'm kind of somewhat right, but y'all look that up, to find out the exact timing and all that. But still, even if it was the early 90s, what's that, 30 years, 30 something years, you know what I'm saying? And we ain't never made a World Series. So the point is, why are we so in an uproar? Because I understand the disappointment of a nigga giving you a present, and before you could open it, he taking it back and saying, "Nah, I need that back. You can't have that." I understand that, but you guys are acting as if our franchise ain't never won nothing, and like they've shown themselves to be incompetent or not, not able to do what they're supposed to do or do their job, or whoever's in the front office that they don't know how to run a team or whatever. We got 3 championships in recent memory. It's not that big of a deal like that at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm hearing motherfuckers, them motherfuckers all last week just on the radio, just blabbering, talking about this shit. You got these motherfuckers talking about, the radio host yelling, talking about San Francisco Giants. We need answers. We better get answers and this and that. You better get answers. Like, what is you talking about? So, what is you going to do? And what's going to happen if the San Francisco Giants don't give you an answer, radio host? Like Bonte Hill, old stuffed up nose ass. On there talking about, I'm not going to spend a dime with the San Francisco Giants next year. Listen, stop the fucking capping. Just stop the capping, bro. Just stop it. You lying through your yellow ass teeth. Okay? And that be my problem with the media, man, is that they cap, bro, and it be this fake outrage, this fake anger, this fake mad. Like, these niggas not really that mad like that, but they gotta portray like they that mad for entertainment value. I guess they not really that mad like that. And then you get the fans all riled up. So then they call in with they fake anger, acting like they mad. Now I'm hearing fans calling in talking about, I just don't know if I can take it anymore and this and that. Like, bro, we so spoiled in the Bay. Our sports history is so enriched between the Giants, Niners, and Warriors. And even if you want to go to A's and Raiders, You know what I mean? When the Raiders is you know is here, but you know all of these franchises that I named, they've all won championships. You know what I mean? Whether in recent memory or modern history. You know what I mean? Modern history meaning, you know, 70s on up. You know, uh, they've all won championships. So to it just these same motherfuckers with this fake outrage, niggas calling in. This motherfucker when he get off the phone of calling in the fucking radio and acting like he hella mad because the Giants didn't get Carlos Correa after we thought we was gonna get him. He gonna hang up the phone. He gonna go get him something to eat. You know what I mean? He gonna go pick up his bra. They gonna go to the movies and go. He ain't even gonna trip off that shit like that. It's what I'm saying is like he mad while he talking about it on the radio, but then after that he gonna go on about his day. You not that mad like that, and that upset about that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I understand. I'm double talking on this one, so I understand. You know the mistake of. Let me get to a few. I understand the mistake of and feeling like, how the fuck? Okay, and so like how the fuck do we sign the nigga or report that we you know what I mean we gonna have Carlos Correa, and then we don't have Carlos Correa. I understand that, but there's some concerns about injury. Now, like I said, it's it's like okay, well, if it, if it is concerns about injury, I mean, he been able to do pretty good since he been in the league the last 6-7 years. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying, there's something in his history with his back from, I think when he was a kid or some shit. And, hey, you gonna give a man that type of money, you gotta make sure that it ain't gonna be 13 years, and this is guaranteed money. He signed this contract, he gonna get all this money. All of it. Okay? So whether he played the whole 13 years or he don't, he gonna get all his money. Now he can't do no shit to breach the contract, and you know what I mean. But I'm saying, long as it's within the guidelines of the contract, anything outside of retiring early, you know what I mean. If he get hurt or like he can't just sign the contract and then be like, okay, well the contract is signed. I don't even fuck that. I'm not even playing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At the beginning of the signing the contract, like, fuck that. Give me my money. But I ain't playing. It's a guaranteed contract, though. So give me all my motherfucking money. I'm not even, but I'm not retiring, but I'm not playing. Nah, he can't do that. But anything within the confines of the game, as far as if he get hurt or having to get old or his play dips and he's not the same player after year 7 or 8 of the contract, but he still got 6 more years left. Hey, you still got to pay him. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure if I give you this money. Now I understand that injuries, things that happen, but I don't want to give you this money knowing that you got some type of shit in your history that's going, you know what I mean? Because we talking about 13 years down the line. This is the next 13 years. So, but let me get to some of this, man. Because I don't really want to be on this too long. I'm just trying to, just give because my overall my overall, oh shit, hold on. Yeah, my overall point, that I'm trying to get across with this episode is, I believe that Giants fans and the local sports media is totally overreacting. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I understand, but I believe it's an overreaction, and I believe that we just need to remember that baseball is finicky like that. It you can have good teams, but you can have a good team, for consecutive years, but it's kind of rare that you have back to back or three-peats and all that in the MLB. So the fact that we were able to win 3 of 5 years, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to, and in recent memory, you got to give the franchise some credit for that. It's like it's okay. You know what I mean? Everything is not, you can't win it every fucking year. You know what I mean? It's like where I'm at, you know what I mean, with the Warriors. We the champs right now. 4 championships in 6 tries. You know what I'm saying? 4 championships in 8 years. And so, and the last championship just bookmarked Kevin Durant, meaning there's a championship before Kevin Durant and there's a championship after Kevin Durant. And Steph Curry finally got that Finals MVP for whatever that's worth. He didn't need it, you know what I mean? But for whatever that's worth to y'all, lame motherfuckers, you plumb dumb, stupid motherfuckers. For whatever that's worth, he got that. So there's nothing more to prove. There's nothing more that the Warriors have to prove. You know what I mean? For me, or there's anything that they achieve from this point forward is all just more icing on the cake and just more, more accolades for the mantle. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. It's just to, to furthermore continue to climb the historical ladder of where certain players rank and where the team ranks, and you know what I mean, all that, the dynasty, where the dynasty ranks among other dynasties, all that type of stuff. But there's nothing more to prove. 4 championships. You got the Warriors that done done that. You got Kobe's Lakers that done that. You know what I mean? You got Jordan that done that. You got Tim Duncan Spurs that done that. You know what I mean? And then you got them old school Celtics, but then you also got the 80s Celtics as well, because they got them 3. You know what I mean? So it's not a lot of teams that can say that they have, won that many championships in that short period of time. So what I'm saying is, bro, whatever happens going forward, bro, if they happen to not win the championship this year, it's okay. It's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I want my team to win. I want them to win the championship. But ain't no more like these motherfuckers be calling in talking like the Warriors is trying to win their first championship or something. If they don't do it, then we can't waste Steph Curry's his remaining the rest of his prime and his remaining career, blah blah blah. Bro, Steph Curry got 4 rings, bro. He's not this. You don't, bro. You got to earn every championship. You got to earn it. It ain't just given to you. So if he don't win another championship, if the Warriors don't win another championship, they didn't deserve to win it. That's how it goes. That don't take away the 4 that he got. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying how that relates to the Giants is, bro, it's okay. It don't always got to be somebody's fault or an outrage or some, this fake anger and fake madness and, and all this shit just because, we didn't get this superstar, or we didn't get that superstar, you know what I mean? Or we don't win the championship this year or whatever. It's all good, but hey man, they got to I understand they gotta have something to talk about, man. Let me see here now though. Let me get to 1 or 2 of these little clips, man. Hold on. I'm getting off. Okay, bam. Let me see. But yeah, nah, man. So Carlos Correa and yeah, so Carlos and so Carlos Correa, this is the same guy, that was on the team that got caught cheating. The Houston Astros. So yeah. And he's on the Houston Astros, and then he signed with the let me see. He signed with the Minnesota Twins after that. Or did he get traded there? I don't know if he got traded there or, if he just signed there, but Minnesota Twins on March 22nd, 2022, Correa signed a 3-year contract worth $105 million with the Minnesota Twins. The contract includes opt-out provisions after each season. So that's how he was able to sign with the Giants, then unsign with the Giants, and then sign with the Mets. Now, just the crazy thing about it, right? So all of this, all the uproar and all that shit, and the media, Bay Area sports media, sports fans bashing, and talking shit about the San Francisco Giants front office and how they fucked up this whole situation. All that shit happened last week, right? So bam. So then what happened is, because they saying, because Carlos Correa's agent, who is Scott Boras, one of the illest agents in MLB, You know what I'm saying? He basically said that they came to agreement, and then the Giants let him know that, you know, they wanted, you know, it was, you know, they had some issues about something that had to do with his medical. And so the agent said, well, you know, you got all the information you need, you know, you got everything you need, but, you know, we need to make a decision by this time or whatever. And then, or, you know, and I guess the Giants he said the Giants let him know, okay, we gonna get back at you. And they never got back at him. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when, so then Carlos Correa went on ahead and signed a deal with the New York Mets. The New York Mets, I guess, have this new owner. I guess he's the richest owner in the MLB and all this other shit. And he coming in like an old school George Steinbrenner. He trying to spend at all costs. I guess he got one of the highest payrolls or the highest payroll in the MLB now and all that shit. So that's who Carlos Correa signed with now, right? After the deal didn't go through with the San Francisco Giants. But now, however, as I'm doing my research on this topic and on this situation, because I'm getting ready to do this episode, I come across news that, you know, earlier today, here's Fox News reporting. Mets concerned with Carlos Correa's leg following physical. $315 million contract possibly in jeopardy. Okay. AP source, Correa's ankle subject of talks with Mets. So they agreed to the deal, and then now the Mets is basically doing the same thing that the Giants did. So I'm saying now, what is the Bay Area sports media gonna say about that? Now, I'm not saying that they should, you know, have, you know, a lot to say about another team in a whole nother region, in a whole nother market. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying my point is that they were making it seem like the Giants is just straight bozos in this situation, don't know what the fuck they doing, totally dropped the ball, and are totally idiots. When the Mets look like they having some second thoughts as well. Not nothing to do with the player and his skill, you know what I mean, but something that got to do with his medical. So, to me, that validates the Giants' concerns, because another team is basically saying the same thing. Like, well, hold on now. Yeah, we agreed to this contract, but when the physical came back, there was some things there that I need to talk to you about, brother. You know what I'm saying? CBS Sportz. Carlos Correa's deal with Mets hit snag because of physical. $315 million contract may be in jeopardy. MLB.com. Carlos Correa medical records cause concern for Mets. Now I'm just reading titles. You know what I mean? I'm just reading titles to different stories and articles, but it's basically telling you what, you know, what it is. So let me click on one of these and see what's being talked about and what's being said. You know, so I just thought that was interesting that I stumbled along this news, because I hadn't heard about this. This just came out today. So the Mets are having the same concerns that the Giants had. Let's see here. This is from the MLB.com. I'm reading this from the MLB.com website. When the Mets agreed to terms with infielder Carlos Correa on a 12-year, $315 million contract, that was meant to be the capstone of their offseason. Their hope was that they could finalize the deal by Christmas. The reality is that the Mets may need to wait until Boxing Day or beyond, as team officials have expressed concerns about Correa's medical records. A source confirmed to MLB.com on Saturday. The Mets and Correa's representatives are working through the situation, the source added, but it's unclear when a resolution might be reached. The club has not officially confirmed the deal. Now, here it goes here about the Giants. This issue will not necessarily prevent the Mets from finalizing their deal with Correa, but it is a complicated situation. Before the Mets came to terms with Correa, the Giants walked away from a 13-year, $350 million agreement with him because of medical concerns. That prompted Correa's agent, Scott Boras, to re-engage other teams, including the Mets, who negotiated a reduced deal for the infielder in about 12 hours. So basically, his agent is basically saying, well, I was, the Giants told us that, they had some concerns, after the physical came back, but, I told them that, hey, let's try to see if we can get something done by this time. They said that they would get back to me. They never got back to me. You know what I'm saying? So I opened up back on the market and started renegotiating and started negotiating again with other teams. And the Mets came through, and you know what I mean? That's what happened. You know what I mean? So it's basically being, told like the Giants dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? They at least could have got back at, or whatever. You know what I mean? And maybe they were still going to do that, but while they were taking so long, Scott Boras, the agent of Carlos Correa, just, basically said, well, all right, we ain't got all day to wait on that. We finna go over here. You know what I mean? And then they did what they did. So that makes the fans feel like, damn, y'all couldn't even get back at the nigga. We just lost out on Aaron Judge. Then y'all tell us that we're going to get Carlos Correa. Then we lose out on him because y'all tripping on some bullshit. Y'all on some on some bullshit. And the way it was handled seems to be like some goofy shit. So that's how the fans is, you know what I mean, is looking at it. But now, like I said, with this report coming out today, you got to look at it from a different perspective. You know what I mean? For those fans that was looking at it that way, the Mets have the same concerns that the Giants had. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a crazy situation, man. But I'm saying at the end of the day, regardless of whatever, it is what it is, man. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, he would have put more butts and seats, and you know what I mean? He would have, brought some fans back or, whatever. But, bro, like, the Giants will be fine, bro. They're trying to say, oh, the ramifications. We're not going to know the ramifications of this for 5 to 10 years down the line. Yeah. That's only because you don't know the future, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. That's dumb as fuck to say. Because, yeah, the fact that we didn't sign Carlos Correa means things are going to be different versus with having him. You know what I mean? That's what goes with anything in the world, though. If me or you were never born and never existed, the whole world would be different. Everything about the world would be different because of that one little change. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the people that you know or I know that I'm connected to that would have never had that connection or would have never known me, that would have never had those experiences. You know what I mean? So which that just changes everything. It just one little change changes everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're not going to know the ramifications of it, but it's like you making it seem like it's going to be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that. Let me see this, man. Nah. 95-7 the game. Videos or the fraud. All right, Ross. Here we go, right here. I want to hear these goofballs. Let's hear these goofballs. Here we go.
Out here, work won't wait. From grading gravel to herding cattle, Polaris gives you the upper hand on hard work.
Come on, man, with these fucking commercials, dog. Then they got to play another one.
Happened. Yesterday, Giants canceled a presser for Carlos Correa, postponed it. That's, you know, at 11 o'clock, Carlos Correa said, you know what, 13 years, $350 million with the Giants? Nah, I'm good. Carlos Correa is a New York Met. 12 years, $315 million. That's right. 12 years, $315 million. Carlos Correa is a New York Met.
The one thing I will say is this, though, because it was weird as fuck, bro, because it's like we got the news that Carlos Correa is coming to the Giants. He's going to be a Giant. And then like 2 or 3 days later, I wake up to Carlos Correa, Giants back out of deal. Carlos Correa is with the Mets. And it's like, huh? What? What the fuck just happened? What is that shit about? You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it's just like, bruh, what? I don't get it. I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't get it, bro. But I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear this doofus.
So if you're just waking up and you think Carlos Correa, you're thinking about buying a jersey. By the way, Shasky, I don't know if you know that you can buy a Correa Giants jersey for $3.15 right now. He was a Giant for literally 6 days. 6 days.
Well, that's better than the 6 minutes that Aaron Judge was a Giant. They had one of the greatest teams of all time for like a, blink of the eye.
Hillary's awesome on there, isn't she?
They're killing it. I love that deal.
I come with the Giants and go to Minnesota and play in Minnesota.
Bro, I'm trying to go anywhere. I'll go to Philly. I'll go be Jerry Rice without my Joe Montana.
That's it. Are you even angrier that Aaron Judge put up the 99 with the New York Yankees today? They just had a presser today, Craig.
all these big-time players, they're going to have to move the field in about another 100 feet in and make it a Little League field, maybe El Camino High School, because no offensive players coming here. I saw it with 3 World Series of defense and pitching and some.
They're trying to make it like no superstars want to come play here. You know, no superstar baseball players want to come here. And I just don't believe that or agree with that. For one, Carlos Correa was coming here. You know, now I know he's, well, if you're giving a man 13 years, $350 million, he got to be some type of star. But I'm saying I haven't been tapped in with baseball enough to know like if he's a superstar of the game. But obviously I know he's a great player. You know what I mean? But it's just the money in baseball is so big. Like you ain't even got to be no damn superstar player to get. But I mean, he got to be a superstar though to get that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, he was signing with the Giants. The Giants is the one that backed out, not him. So the whole notion of stars don't want to come sign her. He had agreed to sign here, and you know, then they want to put the dramatic shit in there and start to tell the fans, you know, yeah, somebody came out with a report that, you know, Carlos Correa and his family had already started house shopping. You know what I mean? You know, in the Bay Area or whatever. You know what I mean? Just trying to put more on it to make it feel more, to make the fans more riled up to be more upset with the franchise that they didn't get this deal done. You know what I mean? That's all that's about. They're family, and he was so, courteous and he was, so gracious to be moving to the Bay Area and to be with the franchise, and he was so hospitable and all that type of shit. Like he wanted to be here, type shit. Yeah, I know he wanted to be here, but bro, it is what it is, bro. I could understand being like, damn, what's up? This how y'all gonna, you know what I mean? But to talk as if the Giants are just this incompetent, like they got this incompetent front office that don't know what the fuck they doing. That's just I can't get with that. I can't get with that. It's a few fan bases that could be feeling that way about their teams. And I named them earlier in this live. Man, this the last blunt in this motherfucking thing. This motherfucker ain't acting right.
And some attitude, and you develop and draft players, and who are we developing and who are we drafting? And hey, I went to Sarah High School, and I love Hunter Bishop, but he's in single A still.
Yeah, exactly.
Single A.
Exactly.
Bailey.
What year, Sarah?
07. Joe, it's Sarge.
Oh, what up? What up? This is
I had to call.
Greg Sarge. I love it. I'm so depressed. You guys are a baseball family, Sarge. Like, this is ridiculous. Come on, man. This is ridiculous.
Like, Sarah High School can beat the Giants right now. I'd rather go see the Sarah freshman baseball game than the San Francisco 8. That's what we are. The 8.
See? And that's the type of shit I'm talking about right there. This man, shout out to Sarah High School, Sarah Padres in San Mateo. The high school that Tom Brady went to and that Barry Bonds went to. My partner Dan went there, Dan Evans. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. You got motherfuckers calling in talking about they bloviating so much and putting the 2 on the 10 and just putting so much on it that they willing to say that they would rather go to a high school baseball game than to go to a Major League Baseball game and watch the San Francisco Giants play. Now, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, and that there's not people that may get more enjoyment off maybe watching a high school game or a college game versus a professional game or whatever. But I mean, it's come on, man. So I mean, if that's just what you enjoy, okay, that's what you enjoy. But if you trying to watch it from a skill level, and we all want to see the best do what the best do, you got to watch the majors. So that's a bogus ass fake outrage statement, and that's the purpose of this episode. They going overboard. You know what I'm saying? They overreacting. You know what I mean? They doing too much. You know, it's not that serious.
Have more fun players.
I know. It's shocking. Here's the thing too. Philosophically, and I got to this during the middle of last year, this whole like, we're just smarter than you, and this is the brand of baseball we're going to play. Your brand of baseball is boring as hell. You don't run the bases. You don't play defense. Nobody hits for any kind of contact. Everything is like...
And this is somebody that's supposed to be a Giants fan. This white boy is supposed to be a Giants fan. You know, Joe Shasky. You know what I'm saying? And you talking like this about the team. Because all of this because they reneged on signing Carlos Correa. You know, after giving you 3 championships, you know, everything, all of that goodwill just goes out the window. You know. Because they didn't sign Carlos Correa.
I got to hit for power and strikeouts and home runs. Yeah, well, you don't hit enough home runs to justify the strikeouts.
Shasky, the only way that you could boost the morale of Giants fans right now is by starting with firing Farhan Zaidi. And I don't even know if this is his fault. I don't even know whose fault it is that Correa said, you know what? I'd rather take my talent.
He said, fire Farhan Zaidi. He's talking about firing the general manager of the Giants. Okay. That's what this man is saying. He's saying fire his motherfucking ass. You know. Because he didn't sign Carlos Correa. This is what we doing now. Now we calling for motherfuckers' jobs. You fat, stuffy nosed fuck.
To the Big Apple.
Vontae Hill.
Less. In a year less. I'd rather take 12 for $315 than play with the Giants for $13 and $350.
95% of Uber Eats orders are on time, but occasionally a kind Aaron Donald.
Come on, man, with this bullshit.
And if unexpected traffic makes your eats late, we'll make it right with 3 months of $0.
This some bullshit, bro. This some fucking bullshit, man. They want to keep fucking playing more fucking commercials and shit, man.
$13 and $350. I don't even know if it's Farhan's fault, but you know what? Step number 1 is getting him out of here and getting me a GM who can just think baseball. I'm tired of his spreadsheet. I'm tired of him he throws in all these big words at us and talks like, hey, I'm smarter than all you guys and I know baseball. You never played the game, Farhan Zaidi. You were on a computer typing on a Mac like me right now. You hear that? That's Farhan. Let me crunch these numbers. If we don't have to ship.
All he's doing right now is entertaining. That's all he's doing. This is not even sports talk no more. Now he's just pandering to the listener. Which, okay, you know, if that's, you know, if that's what you want to do, if that's want to be your claim to fame or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, okay, that it is a form of entertainment or whatever. Okay, whatever, dog. But the real sports fans, niggas that know the game, know what's going on and can see through all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That means Lamont Wade Jr. might bat 350 because he pulls the ball with power, all that crap. Come on. You know what? Farhan, he's got to go. He's got to go. That's step number one, Shasky. If you want to boost the morale of the Joe Shaskys of the world, of the Deli Boys of the world, of the Lovemans of the world, and all these Giants fans out here in the Bay Area, to get rid of Farhan before we go down to Scottsdale, Arizona for spring training. He's got to go. Snip, cut him. Like Wesley Snipes and White Man Jake can't jump. Remember Marcus Johnson's like, what a cut. And Wesley's like, yo, cut, boy. Snip. That's Farhan's idea. Snip. Get him out of here. God.
I just don't know what he's done.
Nothing.
I just don't know. I keep asking the same thing. Like, what has he done?
Nothing.
I mean,
he's done nothing.
We gave him so much love for the Melanson trade. What has that really netted them?
Nothing.
Hey man, Tristan Beck, he could still, provide for this team one day.
So here's the other thing, and Craig brought this up. If you can't land free agent everyday players, okay, position players, then go all in on pitching. But we don't want to give that 6th year to Carlos Rodon. But you were willing to give a 13th year to Carlos Correa? What?
Yeah.
But we don't want to give a 5th year to Kevin Gossman.
By the way.
You were going to give a 13th year?
And they talking like this because they didn't get this deal done with Carlos Correa. You want to fire the general manager. Boy, these some sick, sad sons of bitches right here. This is a damn shame.
To Carlos Correa? What?
By the way.
We'll give 3 years to DeSclafani and, but that's what a power hitting first
top of
baseman
their
is like.
rotation. I don't care if they're 50 years old. Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander.
If my voice could say the same thing about me as I could say about my dad.
I want Farhan. Farhan needs to talk today. He needs to talk within the next 24 hours. I swear to God, we need to hear from him.
Well, what's he going to say? I'm asking you sincerely, what's he going to say?
So now you're using the Lord's name in vain because you fake mad that the Giants didn't sign Carlos Correa. And you talking about the general manager, Farhan Zaidi, needs to come out right now, right here, when you say it, radio host, and give an explanation for what happened. Why did this deal not fall through? My thing is, if he don't, what are you going to do about it? You're just a radio host. That's all you do. Like what Bernie Mac said. You're a DJ. All you do is spin records. That's all you do. Who do you get? DJ Walker? You can read? I don't get what you think when I tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, bro, like, you just a radio host. That's all you are. So what are you going to do if this man, if they don't come out and explain nothing? What are you going to do? You're going to do nothing, Bonte Hill. Absolutely nothing. Okay? You fake mad, and you're not really upset at this shit. It's just entertainment, bro.
We need answers. We need answers. We need the truth. Right now, we don't need you beating around the bush. I need the truth. I need the truth about every detail. What happened in the physical? What happened with Carlos Correa? What happened with Aaron Judge? How you came in with a low ball offer? Hey, here's $300 million. No. You need to start at 400. You need to start at 400.
Monte, I can't wait till we have pop-up shops all over AT&T Park.
Hold on.
So whoever the road team is
he's gonna say it was lowballing to start at 300 million. This radio host is going to tell a professional sports franchise what they need to do with their money. No, you need to start at 400 million. 300 ain't enough. Yeah. Nah, it ain't my money. You know what I'm saying? It ain't my money at all. It's your money, but I'm going to tell you how to spend your money. These niggas think because they buy a little t-shirt every here and there or a Giants hat that, you know what I'm saying, the Giants owed him something or some shit like that. And they already gave fuckers 3 championships. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand. I'm not trying to say shit on your fans. You can't do that. I'm just saying, but motherfuckers like him talking like that on the radio, trying to rile up the Giants fans to go against the Giants front office and try to get motherfuckers fired and shit because they didn't sign Carlos Correa. Who gives a shit? So fucking what? So fucking what? It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, I understand the sentiment of being confused off of like, hold on, well, y'all niggas said we signed him. Then 2 or 3 days, two or three days later, I wake up and he's signed by the New York Mets. How the fuck that happened? So I understand where the confusion from that might come from. But to say motherfuckers need to get fired. But once you know what it is and what the story is, okay, and why they reneged, they had some issues about his medical. And now we know that the Mets also have some issues about his medical. Okay? They saying the same damn thing. You know, The Athletic, which first reported that Mets officials were concerned with Correa's medicals, noted that the issue is regarding Correa's surgically repaired lower right leg. Correa underwent arthroscopic surgery to repair a fractured right fibula that he sustained during a minor league game in 2014, but that issue hasn't caused him to spend any time on the major league injured list. Okay, so I don't know, man. It's like I understand the team being concerned, but it happened back in 2014, and he's been good ever since. So it's like I don't understand why the teams like. I mean, I understand why. I'm giving you damn near $500 million for the next 12, 13 years, and I need to make sure your ass gonna be upright. You know. So I definitely understand why. But it just said he ain't even been on, he's never been on no major league injured list in his whole career. And he was in his whole, and since he's been in the majors. And his injury happened when he was in the minors before he got to the majors. So if he ain't really had no trouble in 7 years with this shit, 7, 8 years, I don't understand why. Or let me rephrase that. I understand why, but I don't understand. What I don't understand is why put more stock into what happened 7, 8 years ago than the stock that's in what's been happening the past 7, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're leaning more towards, oh, well, this happened in 2014 versus, well, since then he hasn't had nothing. He ain't been injured. You know? So I don't know. There's something weird going on with this shit. Why these teams is agreeing to sign this nigga, and then when they get the physical records back from the medical, they you know, they hitting the moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? I'm still reading from the MLB.com. Correa's medical history also includes back and ankle injuries, which have likewise not stopped him from producing a career 279, 357, 479 slash line over 8 seasons with the Astros. Over the past 3 seasons, Correa played in 89% of Houston's games. Then his agent, Scott Boras, says this. There's been a lot of discussion about backs and ankles, Boras said, noting that 3 teams have offered Correa a contract of 10 plus years this offseason. There's nothing about him that is currently any form of medical issue. All of the conjecture and evaluation has been about physicians using their crystal balls for years to come. So basically he's saying he basically saying what's been happening. Like he ain't been getting hurt over the past years, and everything that what the concern is coming from doctors saying what could possibly happen down the line and shit. Like predicting the future and all that shit. So y'all ain't gonna pay this man this money because he might be hurt. He might get hurt in a year or 5 or 6 years or whatever. All right. It's like, come on, man. What they really trying to do is lower the price. That's what they really trying to do. They want to sign it, nigga. They're like, look, man, we need you to take about 50 million less, dog. Because of his injury history. That's really what they're trying to do. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it at all. I ain't been getting hurt, so why the fuck would I do that? So, but yeah, that's all I mean with this media. This nigga on there ranting and raving and yelling and screaming about, I need answers, or this nigga need to get fired. He ain't gonna give you no answers. He ain't listening to you. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna do nothing but continue to yell in that damn microphone when and if he don't say nothing. Now, this is what I'm playing to y'all. This is from last week. So this is like 4 days ago, 5 days ago. The Giants still ain't came out and said shit. So, they ain't got to come out and say nothing, nigga. And you ain't going to do nothing because they don't say something. Talking about, I'm not spending no money with them next year. But one, your ass probably ain't never spent no money with them no way. That for one. I ain't never seen you with no Giant shit on. No hat, shirt, jersey, nothing. So, you probably ain't never bought nothing no way. So that don't mean nothing. Number two, your ass lying. You lying like a motherfucker, bro. These niggas be mad 1 minute, mad at the team 1 minute, then the nigga play a good game. Now they acting like they didn't say some old fucked up shit just 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. But this Snax on Sportz, man, we're going to keep it all the way 100. Oh, yeah, we're going to do 100, though. So I'm just saying. The Mets is having their concerns just like the Giants had their concerns. So that's proven that the Giants wasn't just, just tripping. The Giants wasn't just tripping, dog. Otherwise, other teams wouldn't be, other teams wouldn't be having hesitation either. If that was the case.
All over AT&T Park. So whoever the road team is putting their merchandise out for sale during a Giants game.
By the way, people want more Hillary. Is it 1 L or 2 L's? Hillary for boxer girls.
I told you it's going to be 3 L's after the Niners beat the Raiders.
Jonathan Hayward. What's happening, man? You're on the ropes.
Hey, guys. Bonte, you'll remember me. I'm the Miami Heat fan that the Warriors game.
No doubt. Yeah.
I gotta say, the Giants for so many years since 2010 have been my one baseball saving grace. I'm out here in the East Bay. I go to more A's games. I grew up in South Florida. I'm a diehard Marlins fan. Since I was a little kid, and to see what's happening now for an organization that I've been able to lean on is disgraceful. I mean, what do I have now? The Marlins who break my heart every year, the A's who...
You said to see what's happening now. What's happening now?
Are doing what they do every year. And now the Giants are trying to become the A's. God forbid the Marlins. I guess all I have left is the Tampa Bay Rays. lost the 2 World Series they've been to. It's unreal. I can't even begin to explain. And
it's tough. It's tough. Hey, Jonathan, great for the call. I'll see you at the gatehouse soon. He has an old school Walkman. He walks around with an old school Walkman to listen to the games on the radio. Jonathan is a good dude.
So he's like Marty McFly.
Marty McFly, baby. I'm
I like that. Told you I went down the rabbit hole of Back to the Future. Now I'm stuck there.
I'm probably going to go down that road. Back to the Future is one of the greatest trilogies ever.
So what's what I recommend? Watch it. It's on Peak. Comes out and he's looking. What is that?
Dude.
I want the Sports Almanac. The greatest Sports Almanac.
Yeah, man. It's sad what these people do.
Clay individually, I just think that they just gotta think about what's the best course of action for everyone.
Marco, San Francisco, you're on the rails. What's up, Marco?
Hey guys, good morning. Morning show.
Thank you.
Giants got clowned
Again.
straight. They got clowned, and
I love that word.
like that previous caller, I grew up in Cincinnati during the Big Red Machine.
Wow.
And so, you know, that's what made me a baseball fan. And all the kids were out there. And, you know, back when the Giants were winning those World Series, Little League everybody was playing Little League. But now nobody's paying attention to baseball.
Nope.
I'm giving up on the Reds. You know, I live out here in the Bay for 30-something years.
Wow.
And so, you know, I follow the Giants because they play baseball, but I won't follow them this year because they don't have any attraction.
You know,
you won't follow them this year because you listening to this motherfucking radio station and you feeding into this bullshit that these niggas is telling you. You know what I'm saying? You won't follow them because they're not winning right now. That's the reason why. If the Giants win, all of these motherfuckers that's speaking negatively and talking all of this shit is going to act like they never even spoke the words that they speaking right now. Yeah, that's what the fuck going to happen. Soon as they start winning, your ass going to act like you didn't say shit. And you're going to be right there rooting for the team next year. In the very year you said you ain't going to root for them. So don't try to act like I'm not going to root for them this year because there's no attraction. Is it your team or is it not your team? Fuck you talking about there ain't no attraction there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's your team, you're going to root for them always. Now, you may not be interested in watching every game if it's a bad team and if they putting bad product out there, but you always going to root for the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to root for them this year. I'm not going to follow them this year because, you know what I'm saying? You know, because that's not really your team then. That's not really your team. So, you know, you can shut the fuck up. You plumb, dumb, stupid motherfucker, dumb son of a bitch.
Thanks for the call, Marco. We got to run here to break. I'm with you. I'm only going to follow him because I'm required to do so for my job. I had to do it for my job.
I brought a glove in today because I'm so sick. I love playing catch. I love throwing the ball around. I'm trying to work in a new glove for this upcoming softball season. And I'm telling you, I know I'm addicted to it. I live for the misery, and I'm a unique individual.
No, I live for the misery too. I would just live on my couch. I'm going to be on my couch. I'm not driving in the Oracle Park to pay $40 for parking. I'm not driving and walking into that stadium to pay for a $12 beer and an $18 crab sandwich.
I don't think you're alone.
I'm not paying for clam chowder. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I will watch the Giants from my home. And if I wasn't on sports radio, I'd be watching the Orioles. I'll be watching the Royals. I'll be watching Bobby Witt Jr. Rich Schmidt with the Orioles. Damn it, I'm not watching.
You on Bay Area airwaves talking about you rather watch the Royals than the Orioles and what the fuck? What are you talking about, bro? Like I'm saying, y'all hear this, man. This is fake outrage. This is all because they reneged from signing Carlos Correa. I mean, damn, nigga. Is this nigga the greatest player of all time or some shit? I mean, you sound like this nigga, like this sounded like we missed out on a player that's of Michael Jordan's caliber or some shit. I mean, he like that? I mean, damn. I mean, listen to these niggas talk. You would think that this nigga right here, the moment he walked through the motherfucking door, we going to the World Series. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that's the case. You know. I'm not saying he's a bad player or nothing like I'm just saying the way they talk. I'm not even saying what I'm saying ain't got nothing to do with him. I know Carlos Correa is a great player. What I'm saying, my point of what me saying that is more towards what this dumb, stupid, plumb dumb radio host is saying about rather watching another team in another market over the San Francisco Giants. And he gonna say that on Bay Area airwaves. And he's saying it because we didn't complete a deal for a motherfucker that was never on our team to begin with. You sound like a dumb, stupid motherfucker, man.
It sucks. And this happens. The Giants, they did get clowned. It's a perfect word. They got clowned. And they looked like clowns.
Give me the tears of the clown, Andre Nicotino on the way back.
Bozos.
That's doing too much, bro. But it's fake outrage, so he got to put on. He got to act the part. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's fake, because he going overboard. He wouldn't say that to the general manager's face or nobody from the Giants organization. If he was interviewing him, he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't talk like that. He would talk very kind and respectful. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why these guys act like that, man. And they talk all tough. And I know you think, oh, you on your shit, you think you be talking tough, blah, blah, blah. Man, listen. I can do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can do that. Man, I do that because I can do that. You know what I mean? Like anything I say on this motherfucker about any athlete, I say to his monkey ass face, nigga. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, could these niggas be capping, bro? Let me get you know what? Let me get to a changeover. Let me see. Right here, Vontae's actually got word. Changeover. Well, game at night. Who really runs New York? Highs and lows of the year. Changeover, trouble in Giants land. Matt Barrows. What's going on with Correa? Giants fans deserve answers. Changeover.
With Upwork, there's highly skilled talent from all over the globe, right at your fingertips.
What a day. And I was hot last night about the Golden State Warriors losing by 38 points to the New York Knickerbockers. And how Wiseman looked depressed on the court, how he doesn't look like an NBA player, how the Warriors need to maybe shit.
No.
Not even close.
No, you know what get worse? If Logan
Webb
hurts himself in the offseason training, that's how it get worse. It can always get worse.
Kyle just said this to me in the other room, and this is true. You know, this is like that whole, is it better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all? In this case, the answer is the opposite of what we usually, most of us would rather love and lose than never to have loved at all. That's not true in this particular case.
They got catfished.
Well, you know what? You keep saying they got duped. They didn't get duped because he ended up getting less money. They didn't get duped. They're chicken bleep. The Giants are chicken bleep.
But the money thing is not equal.
Listen to me.
The money's not equal.
The Giants are chicken bleep.
Okay.
They are taking analytics
to the free agent market. And this is what bothers me about this. We are watching Mr. Irrelevant, and he is now one of the favorites to take us to the Super Bowl. Okay. What that means is Sportz is about odds busters. We have a point guard with the Golden State Warriors who hits shots from the tunnel as part of his pregame warm-up. Sportz athletes, they're odds busters. They're all 1 in 500 million people to even be out there. The Giants have decided, and I'm fine with this on a day in and day out basis with who you want to start or who you want to play at first base. But I'm not fine with this as a philosophy, which is to say we're going to take analytics to such a level that we are chicken in order to do anything
so that's what you
that would be against the odds. Absolutely. If you're looking at any of these deals, $350 million over 13 years, they're all bad deals. They're all probably bad deals at some point.
You can't afford $25 million 6 years from now.
You're missing my point. I'm with you. They are backing out. They found a way to back out of a massive deal because they're looking at this going, it's probably going to be bad. And you're right. It's probably going to be bad. But if that's the way you approach free agency, you're never going to get any good players. You have to be good enough and strong enough to do 5 of these, and when a couple of them break down, have the resources to back out of it, like when the Dodgers got Carl Crawford. You have to be able. It's the classic no risk it, no biscuit. Yes. If you don't want to play, you're gonna talk yourself out of every deal. Chris Bryant,
what do you think happened?
Chris Bryant, you were right. It looks like a bad deal, but you're never going to have any good players if you don't play.
So I feel like I feel like by saying they got duped, it gives them some kind of out where it's like, hey, they weren't at fault. They got played, but I don't think they got played. I think this Carlos Correa was ready to be a Giant. He had the header photo on his Twitter. He wanted to put the jersey on over his collared shirt with the hat tomorrow, and that's what he wanted. And then the Giants said, never mind. Like Susan Slusser said it.
Like what she just said
they
makes
never
this
reached
even
out
worse.
to Scott Boras.
This makes it even worse. If something popped in his physical on Monday, okay. If you found an injury from when he was in Puerto Rico at age 18, what? He's been playing at an all-star level.
Nick Bosa's injury list from
He's
high
been
school
playing at an all-star level, that means, with this injury the whole time.
It's an excuse.
Who does this fall on?
All of them.
All of them.
They need to speak, Mark.
I mean, of course they do.
From them,
of course they do.
They need to, because Scott Boras is going to spill all the tea leaves. He's got no problem doing that.
He's talking directly to Susan Slusser.
He talks directly to owners. David Sampson's talked about this forever. The way Boras, and I'm sure there's other ones, he would literally go to Jeffrey Luria, who was running the Marlins at the time. He would go to Sampson. Sampson was running the team like Farhan was. And then he'd go, oh, okay, that's your deal? Gotcha. Pick up the phone and call the owner, and then they'd hammer out a deal. The next thing you know, we've got Jose Reyes, shortstop. We got Mark Burley.
What you were saying to Alex, this is now what everyone's concern is, because it's going to be very easy and fair.
I just want to know where the buck stops.
Right, everyone's going to run this down Farhan, his road, and that's fine, because he's the boss, and that's the way this works, and I'm not going to talk anybody out of that, nor would I even try to. But as you heard with Judge, it came down to Hal Steinbrenner. When you hear what happened with Carlos this morning, it came down to Cohen.
Phone charging slowly. This is the fastest phone
Come
charger
on, man.
There's a 90% chance.
$350 million, as Susan even suggested, if someone's going to wiggle free on something like this at the last second, it's not operations people, it's ownership. And what we already, this has been so just kind of run under the radar and under the covers for 5 years. Peter McGowan has passed away, and this thing ends up in the hands of Charles Johnson, and all we know is his politics, and most of us hate it. And now there's this, and it's like you're right, Joe, we don't even know who Greg Johnson is.
Thank you.
And so now a Giants fan has every right to question everything all the way up to the top of the castle.
And so my big thing is this. I've listened to the Green Bay Packers for years, and I know I went really long on the question. I was trying to set it up, and you guys can get in here at any time. Do I love Jerry Jones being the singular dictator of everything? No, I don't. But if you look around sports, the way it's trending right now, mega rich owner comes in, tries to hire the right people, the successful ones, like Joe Lacob does, puts together an infrastructure. Yeah, of course they have some input because it's their little toy. But when you look at these boards, and if I've worked at any corporation setting, boards, chairs, stockholders. It's slow moving. You're not serving the greater good. They're about making profits. That's what a chair and a board. They got dividends. They want to pay those things out. There's 19 different people that all want to get paid out because they want to make profit. I want someone who says, screw the profit. I want to break even, and I'm trying to win championships for legacy because this is my toy. This is not my business of how I'm operating. This is my toy. Cohen bought the team, the Mets, and I don't even know if they'll be any good. We'll see. They have a great roster to win, right? The Steinbrenners are in the business of winning. They want to win. You know what I'm saying? Joe Lacob wants to win. He's reinvested it.
Say what you want. Jed York looks like
wants to win.
He
paid Tom Sula and Chip Kelly, whatever.
Now y'all own Jed York. Now Jed York is that nigga when all y'all did was talk shit about him. Yeah, I talk shit about him too because he's a fucking piece of shit for getting rid of Jim Harbaugh. But don't try to act like he that nigga now because now the new nigga to fuck up is the Giants owner and general manager and all of the other shit. Well, I guess they trying to say the Giants have more of a collaborative ownership kind of thing going on. It's not like just one owner. It's an ownership group, you know. And they're trying to say like that's hindering them because they're looking at analytics and looking at it from a business, you know, standpoint. You got to look at it from a business standpoint, but I mean, this as far as like they're looking at it too analytically rather than analog. They too digital. They need to have more analog and less digital in their decision making. You gotta have some digital, but you gotta still have some analog, man, to balance it out and still keep it and not have it be so robotic. You know what I mean? That's all niggas is saying, man. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Cost to get the hell out of the way.
Wants to win.
He wants to win. I agree. Now you miss out on another free agent, and Swanson, who got half the contract of what Correa did. You want to be scared about 13 years? Fine. Then go after Dansby Swanson for 6 or 7 years for $130 million. Like, there's a timeline here. There's a sense of urgency. Like they missed the mark on like 5 levels.
You know.
These incredible knee bands can transform your knees back 20 years, relieving stiff, tired, and achy knees naturally.
They missed the mark on like 5 levels.
You know,
this is really bad.
They got to get out, and this is
bad.
This is going to have long-term.
This is really bad.
They're going to have long-term ramifications. So this season, I promise Giants fans, I'm not bringing up Shohei Ohtani. I'm not bringing up Manny Machado. Why would they want to come here? Now they have more reason to say, no, San Francisco. You don't know what you're doing up there. This is bad.
And is Boris going to deal with the Giants anymore?
That's another thing.
As leverage.
So Boris, I thought about that, and in the moment you want to say no, but Boris's job is to get his clients the most money possible. He's not going to take anybody off the table. One more quote from Boris: detailed medical review of Carlos's past and present medical records and arranged a battery of physician exams. The findings confirmed a very elite and healthy player and dismissed any. And sure, 5 years from now, it may just look stupid. They've committed almost $1 billion, and sure, it may look stupid, but the excitement level from the players to look at commitments,
buy-in.
All go into relationships looking for commitments. The Giants will not commit to anything. They won't commit to anything. You know, and on a personal level, if I'm a player on this team, I'm offended by that. I'm an elite athlete, and you won't look me in the eye and tell me in my 20s you think I'm going to be any good 3 years from now? I'm offended.
But this is my thing about Road Dogg. This is a great example. Like, Gosman proved himself. And like, all right, right-handed pitcher. Okay, I'll listen to the argument. You know what?
Do you think that? They just say some things to the fan base because they had to renew season tickets last Friday.
Oh my God.
Renew season tickets.
I would suggest to San Francisco Giants that they do something out of character in this press conference, and that is get really, really, really authentic.
They got to get deep into it.
Get real. Get real. Because we know whether they mean to or not, collectively, they sometimes come off like they're snooty. They come off like they're telling everybody they know more, right? Gabe Kapler comes off that way. Farhan Zaidi.
That's another thing I don't understand, right? When they say this thing like people that work in the front office and work for the franchise, they come off and act like they know more than you or know more than them or whatever. Bro, they do. They actually work for the team. Like, see, that's the thing to where you gotta look at that. Okay? Because actually what he's trying to accuse them of, he's actually doing. Okay? By saying that, by saying, well, they think they're smarter than us and this and that. And they they're coming up like, and they think they know more than they do know more than you. And they are smarter than you when it comes to the team. Otherwise, if you was more smarter than them, you would be they're more smarter than you when it comes to running the team. If you was more smarter than them, then you wouldn't be a radio host. You would be in the front office, in somebody's front office, making some damn decisions. You know what I mean? And you would have a job title. So
I don't know if he necessarily as a personality comes off that way, but they're snooty. They come off like they're telling everybody they know more, right? Gabe Kapler comes off that way.
And see, to me, when you say that, like, you showing your own insecurities. Like, why would you say that about an actual employee, somebody that's actually working for the team and actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you feel the need to say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, he does know more than you. They do know more than you. They work for the team. All you do is talk on the radio and speculate and yell and scream and talk shit. And guess what the fuck you think is going to happen? You have absolutely no facts and nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's like it's a form of reverse psychology there. You know what I'm saying? Whether they subconsciously doing it or consciously doing it. When you say, "Oh, you talking like you know more," you talking like, nah, you projecting your insecurity on me because you are what you think I should listen to you? A radio host? You think I should listen to your suggestions and what you think, how you think the team should be ran? Yeah, that'd be a quick, swift way for me to lose my motherfucking job if I listen to you. Yeah. So I never understood that when they say, oh, he think he this and he think he more smarter than us and he think he know more than us and this and that. Nah, that's usually a motherfucker that, is just, confident in themselves and they know what the fuck they got going on. And they know, you know what I mean? They know, you know what I mean? They know what decisions that they want to make. You know what I'm saying? And they, so it ain't got nothing to do with you, but if you feel a certain type of way, because this is how I carry myself, that's, you know what I mean? That sounds like a personal problem to me. I'm not trying to make it seem like I know more than you and this and that. I'm not trying to come in and tell you how to do your job. So don't tell me how to do me. Choosing to do my job and choosing to not listen to you about how to do my job is not me feeling like I know more than you. They hired me to do this job. You know what I mean? They didn't hire me to listen to you tell me how to do this job. You see what I'm saying?
Farhan Zaidi, I don't know if...
So the fact that you think you should know more than me or know just as much as me about this job, that shows you got some ego issues with you. And you's an egotistical motherfucker. Yeah.
He necessarily as a personality comes off that way, but his process comes off that way. Like
condescending.
Watch our numbers work.
Yeah.
And you can't do that this week.
But
you can't do that.
I don't think that's in their DNA in terms of the.
You can't do that this week. Who is you? You a talking ass Radiohead who just talk shit. And like I said, you speculate all day. Okay? You use a speculatory individual. Your job is not based in facts. It is based in opinion. So to sit up there and say the way that I usually am, because you might think that I'm nose in the air, head in the sky and nose in the sky. I can't be that way this week because I didn't close the deal on signing Carlos Correa. When the reason why I didn't sign him is because I got some issues about some things that popped up in his medical. It wasn't like we shook the deal and everything was just A-okay. And I just said, I don't want to do that no more. I changed my mind. No, some things came up that I had some issues with. They didn't want to, wait the time to maybe try to renegotiate or come up with a different option. And they went and signed with somebody else. Cool, fine, whatever. But why should my fan base lambaste me and verbally abuse me? You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it.
People that are front facing.
We're gonna find out.
And that goes, like, look.
And you know who redeemed himself? John Heyman. He's been on fire. He's joining us in 17 minutes. 17 minutes. He's been on fire. Yeah. Well, did he redeem himself, or is he officially the social media Grim Reaper for the San Francisco? Every time he tweets, something goes horribly wrong.
The
article about Jacob DeGrom was just like, wow.
Yeah, just flamed him.
Yeah.
What do you want? What can the Giants say in this moment? Like, you guys want to hear from the Giants? Totally agree. They have to come out and say something. What can they say? Is there any words they can put in any order where you're going to be like, oh, okay.
Crawl back to shortstop. Back to first.
No, you know what I mean, though, about being offended if you're players? How's that conversation? I want the truth. Start there. Give me the truth.
At a podium? You know my theory on podiums. You never get the truth.
No,
I don't care politics or sports.
We need the truth. Too good, man.
Well, you know what? You know what, Chesky? You need to drag your ass down there with me to Third King when that presser happens.
I will. I will come.
Oh,
and I will wear my new black suit.
Yeah, you want to know what I want? I want that press conference to not be between 9 and noon. That's what I want. That's my prayer.
Mark,
make it at 2 o'clock.
You know, the thing is
I got a question.
It hurts my soul. Like, it really does hurt my soul because I told you, like, during the year, like, this brand of baseball bored the crap out of me.
Sure.
And they brought him in here, and like, I tried to be as optimistic as I could. And I know I'm crazy. I'm irrational. I admit it. I'm unreasonable. I lose my mind. I understand all those things. It never sat right with me. I'm watching this team, 2018. Now, I know there were a lot of depreciating assets, but you brought him in, and I think we've gotten so far away. You brought him in to make the tough decisions. I'll never forget Kapler's first game. He's subbing out Brandon Crawford in the 7th inning. Giants fans' heads exploded. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'll give them this. They were brought in to make these tough decisions. They didn't trade Bumgarner. They didn't move off Belt or Crawford. They didn't do anything. Like, nothing. And I sit here today and I go, you're worse than what you were, even though you came in to make it better. You're marginally better in the minors. Like, what's better? I guess is my question.
Do you want the truth? Do you really want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
I ordered the code red.
Who ordered this code red for Correa?
What movie is that,
Was it 400 people? Man, come on, man. Watch that in the red theater. Ordered the code red. We ordered the code red. Had no logo or nothing. It was just like this press has been postponed. Nothing. It was as if somebody ran to a computer and went, dude, said, I was talking to Brody Brazil last night. He goes, dude, it was the strangest email ever. It was the strangest. He goes, and the PR's.
People are looking up right now. They're like, Dave Dombrowski knows what he's doing.
No, he does.
And again, everywhere he goes, he burns it down to the ground in terms of getting rid of all your young players, signs a bunch of contracts.
Yeah, man. You know, that's basically all it is, though, man. You know, I just wanted to speak on that. I just wanted to speak on that, you know, just because yeah, that was just when I just was hearing how, so like I said, it was weird. I understand feeling duped, you know what I mean, and feeling like, you know, what is going on up there, you know what I mean, for it to get out like this, you know what I mean, and then all of a sudden for it to get out that Carlos Correa and the San Francisco Giants have agreed to a 13-year, $350 million contract, and then 2 days later, he's actually signing with the New York Mets. I totally understand, bro, how, and then when you kind of hear how it happened and, you know, maybe the communication wasn't all the way up to par on the Giants' end as far as communicating with Carlos Correa and his peoples and his agent and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. But you gotta remember, you know what I mean? You gotta watch how stuff is being reported. I see through a lot of stuff. So, like I said, I definitely understand a fan being, you know, because like I said, I'm you know, that first day I'm sitting there like, damn, like what happened? You know what I'm saying? But when I started to hear on the radio and, you know, how people were reacting and how when I heard how the radio hosts were reacting and riling up the fans and, you know, yeah, I couldn't get with that because I'm like, okay, I'm not this upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really upset at all. I'm just kind of confused. You know what I'm saying? I'm not upset. We never had the nigga. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if we had him and lost him or something, but yeah, I was just more confused. You know what I'm saying? But not upset to the point to where I want the general manager fired. I'm talking about I can't be a Giants fan no more. This is a disgrace and it's an embarrassment. It might be a little embarrassing how it went down, you know what I mean? But it's not to the point to where like it's anything that's that serious. It's just not to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole point of this episode. Like, y'all niggas tripping. You niggas talk about you demand these niggas. Like, how you gonna demand anything, brother? You just a radio host. That's all you is. You know what I'm saying? You can't demand nothing from nobody. You feel me? But your child. You know what I'm saying? That's it. With all these demands, and I demand they speak, and they need to give me an answer, and this and that. Why? Why do they got to give you an answer? Why do they got to give you an explanation on how this thing went down? You already know how it went down, for the most. So you want the dog and pony show. You want a nigga to just trot out there, man, I'm sorry, y'all. You know, the way it went down, we fucked this one up. We idiots, man. We should have, we should have just signed him. Fuck the injury he got. You know what I'm saying? Even though, he might only last for another 2 years, but fuck it, we're gonna sign him to 13 years anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to make y'all happy. You know what I'm saying? The fans. You know what I'm saying? And then, once we signed him to that long contract, and then he hurt after the first 2 or 3 years, then y'all gonna be mad at us. You know what I'm saying? Because we signed it. You know what I'm saying? Because we signed him. Then y'all gonna be saying we should have never signed that nigga. Y'all seen this coming. Y'all should have seen this coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had the medical records. So, you know what I'm saying? We can't really win for losing, but it is what it is. Man, you let these people do what they doing, man. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't please nobody. With this, I understand in certain situations being upset at a front office for certain things. I was upset at the 49ers front office, how they handled that Jim Harbaugh situation. Okay. I just don't see this situation as one of those situations. I do see it as like a head scratcher, as one of them ones that's kind of like, maybe it could be because it's baseball that I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't really give a fuck like that, but I gave a fuck like that day, but I just wasn't in anger about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was more in confusion, but I wasn't in anger. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can understand some of the disappointment from the fans, but I just see through a lot of the fake anger. Some of the ones that are really that angry, you shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? You should be more angry that they not letting Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you should be angry at that. Yeah, straight up. But I'm done, man. I'm going on 2 hours. Snax on Sports. I'm up out of here, man. I think I done said everything I need to say about this Carlos Correa situation. I didn't think I was going to be talking for 2 hours about this shit. I'm gone, though.